Welcome back to a summary of all the updates that we received in March 2025 from the KSA devs. Please keep in mind that all of this is pre-alpha footage and a direct look at things how they are while they are actively being developed. Let's dive right in. An updated image of the maneuver editor UI was published on the Discord. For prograde, retrograde, etc., we now have colored lines with dots at each end that we can use to adjust the values. We can also add full orbit periods, adjust the rate at how fast we change values, the actual values, as well as the absolute time of the maneuver. Next, we got a video showcasing the updates to maneuver node planning. My biggest takeaway here is that we do not seem to have a dedicated map view anymore, like in KSP, Juno, or other games. We seamlessly zoom in and out between the vessel and space where we can plan our maneuver node. No loading screen, no loading time, no changing camera, just a fluent process. Next, we get a demonstration of the first implementation of flight physics with RCS thrusters working. Now we see a demonstration of how thrusters interact with the simulation. The devs explain that once a thruster fires, we switch from Kepler Euler simulation, like what we know from KSP as on rails, to the actual physics simulation and back. The Nav Ball got some updates, it moved to the bottom left of the screen, and it got some visual indicators added to it. The Nav Ball can now be switched between different reference models like prograde, retrograde, velocity frame, local vertical, local horizontal, the ecliptic plane, etc. etc. Then we got a really nice, really long video demonstrating the first actual gameplay, a lunar insertion mission. I sped it up a fair bit, but let's watch it now. A link to the full video is in the description. Then we got another video update of the status of clouds. On March 24th, there was a big post in the announcement channel on Discord covering multiple topics. Work on volumetric engine exhausts has started and the team has found a very performant way to implement it while it still is super beautiful. BlackRack provided a very detailed PWF that explains how the atmospheric scattering and clouds work right now. Interesting part of the text is it will be useful for modders in the coming months as we release our early builds. So, early builds, playable ones, coming in the next months. The team is going to outsource the creation or some of the creation of custom content to the community. It will hire community teams to make assets for the game. HarvestR, the original author of our beloved Kerbals, is more involved now in KSA development, as well as other future titles that will be done with the Brutal engine as well. Linx, the creator of the famous Parallax mod, has joined the team. You know, the mod that adds all the nice little grasses and bushes and whatnot. We got some beautiful new pictures of eclipses. Eclipses are now volumetric, and you can see that the shadow is cast differently on different layers of the atmosphere. I find it insane how accurate this game is going to be. On the last day of March, BlackRock brought us some nice performance tests for those shiny new volumetric engine exhausts. And he did not bring us one exhaust, he did not bring us two, he did not bring us three, no, just the tiny number of 2048 plumes in one scene. And the engine still went with a whopping 200 FPS with that number of plumes visible. That's impressive. And I thought it would be really nice to give you some pieces of the changelogs at the end of these videos that I found especially interesting. As we can read, KSA now quits when pressing Alt F4 or Super Q, which I think references macOS, right? It says platform dependent, so multiple platforms. Does that mean that we get a macOS port? Linux maybe as well? And the Brutal engine got an update to version 25.3.7. It's just nice to keep track of the engine versions, I think. I hope you enjoyed this video as well as the last one, and if you did, then subscribe to not miss the next one. Bye bye!